A very good afternoon and welcome to this week's Lite Bite Lunch. I am absolutely delighted today. We were to be joined by Kieran Comerford from Leo, but Kieran got called away and Seamus Doran has very kindly stepped in. So we just want to take it nice and easy on him because he has been thrown in more or less last minute and doesn't know what he's in for. So I'm delighted to have Seamus with us. I'm not actually coming to you live from Ballinamore today. I have the great pleasure of being up at the Ardone Theatre in Enniskillen, where the Enniskillen One Act Festival kicks off this evening, and the team are in there working away at the moment. I've snuck out to do the show here, and I go back in and help with all the pre-production stuff, get that out of the way. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax over the next half hour, and enjoy a Lite Bite Lunch. Good afternoon. As I said, good afternoon, and Seamus, you're most welcome to join us here on the Lite Bite Lunch today. Before we start, maybe just to give people a chance to get to know you, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks very much, Rory, and good afternoon to all your viewers as well. My name is Seamus Doran. I'm the Assistant Head of Economic Development and Enterprise in the Local Enterprise Office in Carlow County Council. So I've been working in this role in Carlow for 4 years at this stage, and I've been in similar type roles for probably 14, 15 years. So I've dealt with a huge variety of businesses over that time, and it's given me a great opportunity to work with them, to help them grow and to learn from them as well.
Great. So you've lots and lots of knowledge to share. So one question that I think comes up when it comes to Leo, and for anyone who's not sure what Leo stands for, it's the Local Enterprise Office, who offer a wide range of support to micro businesses. And I know Sheena in Leo and Leitrim has been very good to me in supports and whatnot. So that's why I wanted to make sure and get Leo on and just tell people what's available to them. When is the best time for somebody to get in touch with Leo, Seamus? As in, should they get in touch before they even go near starting? Should they wait and have a proven product before they get in touch? So what's the ideal time for them to come to you?
I think the best time for any of your viewers, Rory, to contact us is today. At any stage during the business. So one of the things, particularly people wish at the pre-start,
You might be having some technical issues there.
I can hear you, Rory.
That's grand, so go ahead there. It could be just my connection here. Go ahead.
No problem. Well, as I was saying, if someone is coming to us with an idea, we'll sit down, we'll help them assess it, we'll give them an honest appraisal of it. And one of the things we'll be very keen to encourage them to do at that pre-startup phase is to take part in one of our flagship programs, which is the Start Your Own Business program. So that's training and mentoring support all local enterprise offices offer. And what it allows participants to do is really assess where their business idea is at and what potential there is. But also it'll work with them then to look at what they need to do to start and structure a business, what they need to do to sell their product, how they need to manage their finances. So it'll very much go over every ingredient that's needed to be successful in a business. So that's the support that we can offer to someone who doesn't have a business at the moment and is coming to us with no more than an idea. But if you're in the startup phase then, or you're a more established entrepreneur, or indeed you're someone who's 20, 30 years in business and looking to either pivot or to grow further, we're here to talk to you. So very much the best time to come and talk to us at any stage in your business journey is today.
Great. Now, Seamus, one question that every guest that comes on the show is asked is, for you, what is the perfect Lite Bite lunch?
Very good. Well, typically, if I'm eating at my desk, Rory, I'm a bit of a salad man. So I'll sit down the night before. I'll take out my lunchbox and do up something. I'll try to be healthy. It doesn't always work that way. I also, the very nature of my job means I'm out and about on the road quite a bit, meeting clients. It's not as easy to bring the lunchbox and eat it across the bonnet of the car. So I may have to run into a shop. But if I have a choice in the matter, we'll go with a bit of a salad.
Nice. You can. I'll tell you, there's nothing better to brighten up your day. I mean, again, with myself and Cheryl, our producer, we tend to do our main meal in the middle of the day. So normally I'd be jumping off after the show and going home for something nice. But as I said, being up here today, who knows what it'll be? We'll find something. I want to just cover in terms of managing expectations. When somebody comes into Leo, what should they actually expect realistically? There's no point in somebody coming in and thinking, I have this great idea that might make me a millionaire, but I'm going to need a lot of money to do it. Can Leo give me that money?
Yeah, I suppose one thing we've to bear in mind, Rory, is that anyone who comes in and talks to us and takes the time to make an appointment and travel into their local enterprise office aren't doing it for fun. They're doing it because they believe that they've got a great idea. But the problem is not all ideas are great. So sometimes part of our job is sitting down and working with people and helping them to assess what they're coming to us with, and maybe looking at it with a dispassionate pair of eyes, and in some cases showing that an idea maybe isn't viable or isn't nearly as viable as the person coming to us would think it is. So one thing we will always do and we'll always promise people is that we will give them our honest assessment of things, but we will also support people in any way possible. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'll support them in the way they're expecting coming in. So to use your example, if someone is coming in with what they believe is a great idea, looking for financial support on it, there's absolutely no guarantee at all. But if we assess it as being a great idea and within the criteria that we have for supporting businesses, then we can certainly look at financial support. But outside of that, we have a huge range of other services that we can offer to help you bring the business or business idea forward. So through our business training services, as one example, our mentoring services as well are really good. So that's an opportunity to sit down with a business expert on a one-to-one basis for a private confidential chat and to really see where you're at and to try and push you to the next step forward. So no matter who someone is, we have services that we will offer them, and we have ways we can support them. It mightn't always be the way they're expecting or they're hoping for, but we'll give them an honest appraisal of where they're at, and we will do what we can to bring them forward.
So in essence, I think the key message in it is, don't be afraid to go and talk to your local Leo, but go in with a totally open mind as to what they can do.
Absolutely. And one of the things that's very important for us to do in making that honest assessment is to open the reality of self-employment to people, because it may seem glamorous on one level, but there's huge challenges with being self-employed, far more than if you were a PAYE worker. So we have to get people to really consider that as well. Do they understand what it takes to set up a business? Do they understand the sacrifices they're going to have to make, both in terms of their private life, potentially their family life, their financial circumstances as well, until the business gets to a point where it's generating a certain amount of income for them. We will also help them to understand what they need to do and the sacrifices they need to make in order to make that business viable. So there are certainly ways that we can work with people if they come into us with what you described there as the open mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think one of the great things that COVID did give us was the amount of online courses I saw Leo offering. And what I was seeing different Leo offices saying, look, we don't mind what part of the country you're in if you want to do this course. Priority will be given to people in our own county. But if we have extra people and we have space and they're in another county, we're more than happy to bring them on. And that's what really stood out with me.
Yeah, well, sorry, Ro. Yes, each of the local offices do a wide range of training programs every year, and while the priority will always be given to businesses within our own specific counties, it's not unknown by any means that people from other counties would take part as well. So what I encourage everyone to do is go on to the website, firstly, of their own local enterprise office, and you'll see on the front page every event that they've got planned over the next few months, particularly the training events. And if there are things there of interest to you, or things that you feel will help push your business forward, take part in them. Now, back in COVID, everything did go online, and that was great in terms of people's accessibility. But we did a lot of engagement with business owners afterwards, and we found that they wanted a mix then coming out of COVID. One of the things they found really beneficial in training for the ability to meet with and network with their fellow business owners and to discuss issues around the table or even in the coffee break at a training course. And they found that by moving everything completely online, they were maybe missing out on that very important element of it. So most local enterprises offices now are moving towards a more of a hybrid model. So it will be, our training offering will be a combination of online and in person, but with the amount of local enterprise offices we have around the country, there will certainly be services there of interest to everyone.
Yeah, and there are, I think it's 31 Leos across the country. So no matter where you are, there's something for everyone. I just see there, we do have a comment in from Maggie, who's saying that Mayo Leo did wonderful workshops for craft businesses last year. Really worthwhile, great tips and ideas. So again, there's someone who found a benefit out of what Leo could offer them.
Absolutely. And I think Maggie's comment is very interesting, because a lot of what we do are very general courses that anyone can take part in, but we also focus on specific sectors as well. And for many local enterprise offices, what Maggie mentioned there, the craft sector is one of our key areas. It's an area that we all want to see growing within our county. So most local enterprise offices will be, over the course of a year, running programs specific for the craft sector, for example, because the needs of crafters can be very different from the general business community. So we'll put together programs specific to their needs, but also it's a great opportunity as well for people within that sector, or it could be other sectors, it could be food, it could be engineering, it could be hospitality, to come together with their compatriots to learn through the formal learning process, but also to network with them as well and find what challenges they're having in common, what opportunities and potential for growth they're seeing together as well.
Yeah. Now, I'll probably get myself in trouble for the generalization, but, and I think I'm sure you've seen it through your work with Leo, micro businesses are absolutely brilliant at becoming a support network to each other. they don't see each other as competition. They see each other as opportunity to thrive.
Yeah.
And it's something I think that stands out and makes Ireland unique when it comes to micro businesses, because I've seen it in different countries around the world. And like the absolute thought of, speak to them, they're the competition. Whereas in Ireland, I mean, we had the Micro Business Awards last weekend, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. But seeing directly competing businesses sitting at the same table, having the chats, sharing ideas, offering advice on suppliers, absolutely wonderful, wonderful feeling, and great to see connections like that.
Oh,
Right, we'll just take a quick break there for a minute to talk about the awards. Is the video going to work today? No. Go on without. So this last weekend, we did indeed have the Micro Business Awards. Absolutely wonderful event in the Collection Hotel in Portlaoise. Was really lovely to meet so many wonderful businesses, again, from right across the country, from every type of industry. Do keep an eye on the Facebook page of the Micro Business Awards Facebook page, as the nominations for next year's awards are going to open very soon. And I'm delighted. We are working on a plan with Leo at the moment for them, but more about that in due course, as soon as we have everything finalised. Want to congratulate every single one of the winners. There was 14 awards made on the night. Then the overall micro business for the year was actually, again, somebody who's had a lot of support from Leo in Laois over the years. Flavor Safari were named the micro business of the year, and obviously huge congratulations to them and to all the winners, and in fact to everybody that was nominated, because it's very, very hard to put yourself out there, and these people should be recognized. So as I said, keep an eye on the Facebook page. There'll be some of the photos from the nights going up over the next week or so, and we will have details of when the next ones are starting off. So, moving along, you mentioned briefly there about the obstacles to self-employment.
Yeah.
Now, I know Leo had a very big study on it. We're not going to get into boring people with statistics and different numbers and that type of thing. But it amazed me to see that for a lot of females looking to go into self-employment, childcare was a massive concern. Is there anything as a micro business community we can do? I mean, I know from speaking with some childcare providers, they're struggling to make ends meet with the various schemes that are there. So is there anything as a micro business community or a way we can find to actually make it easier for females in particular to get into the self-employed route?
Yeah, it's a very valid question, Rory. And there are structural barriers in Ireland, not just in Ireland, throughout the Western world. There are structural barriers to female entrepreneurship and female self-employment that males just do not face. Many of them come back to the roles within families that women adopt, and the reality of it is, in most cases, it's a woman who takes primary responsibility for things like childcare. So we just have to be a bit more imaginative and a bit more flexible in terms of how we work with female entrepreneurs, how we support them. So even to give you one example of how we've changed things over the past few years in my own office, this is an issue that we've been very conscious of. So over the past 2 years, we've moved all of our female entrepreneurship support programs to lunchtime and midday ones. So we will never start before 10 a.m. because it's a recognition that people are doing the school run or they're going into the creche before that. We'll typically aim for starting at 12 o'clock because that'll allow the female entrepreneur then to do their family duties, be it childcare into the creche, to then get into the office to do a bit of work in the morning, and from there then and come and engage with the likes of us. So we have found a huge take up in our female support entrepreneur services as a result of that simple change. And I think it's something, it's reflective maybe of the way that businesses need to adopt how they're doing. So if you're running a networking event, for example, if you're running a training event, just look at the times of it. Even shifting it by about an hour or so can make it far more attractive for female entrepreneurs and potential female entrepreneurs to take part in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that I think is often not given the attention it needs is the value of mentoring.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, where can I get a crystal ball like you have there in Leo and Carlo to manage to find a way to match the right mentor with the right business?
Well, I think that's something that your local enterprise office will have a huge degree of experience in, and something we're doing every day. In my own office, for example, in a typical year, we would do something like 350 to 400 mentoring services. So what that means is a business will come to us with a particular issue or a particular query. We will go to outside experts, outside mentors who have expertise in that area, and we'll try and get the best match we can then to work with them. So what do we look at in that case? Firstly, we need to look at the business. What are their expectations? What are their needs at any particular time? And then we have a huge database of mentors. We'll go into that and we'll ask ourselves the question, who amongst that has the best and most relevant experience of dealing with that particular issue? And there's very few issues that a business owner would come to us that we wouldn't have someone we'd be able to link them in with, be it HR, finance issues, be it sales and marketing. A very important one for most businesses is just general strategic development and business growth. And it's just the opportunity to bounce a few balls with someone to give them where your thinking as a business owner is at the moment, and then to get someone else to give their opinion on it as well. So there's a wide range of mentor experiences available through each local enterprise office, and it's one of the most beneficial supports that people can avail of if they're open to it.
And is there an actual cost to getting a mentor to assist with a particular issue?
Certainly not in our office. Up to COVID, most local enterprise offices did charge for it. Since then, that charge has gone. I won't say it's in 100% of cases, but my understanding is most, if not all, local enterprise offices at this stage don't charge for it. But having said that, I suppose it's important to say it's not an open-ended budget as well, where we will expect a business to engage with it over a limited period of time to deal with a specific issue. So it's not a case that you would have a mentor or a series of mentors on a continuous ongoing basis as well, because we would have to pass them around to other clients.
Oh yeah, no, and that's absolutely totally reasonable. So tell me, Seamus, if you weren't doing what you do, what would your own personal dream job be?
Oh, that's a tough one, Rory. If I was about 20 years younger and had any sort of ability whatsoever, and there were professional hurlers, I'd have loved that. But unfortunately, no ability, no age, and no professional hurling put paid to that dream.
Yes. That's it. Well, listen, we're going to finish up a little bit early today. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're working on a very tight schedule there, and with Kieran being away, you're covering for him as well. So thank you so much for coming on. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, when we will have Rockwell Financial joining us to discuss auto enrollment, pensions, and all things financial support in that regard. Until then, we'll wish you all a very good afternoon. Enjoy your Lite Bite Lunch, and we'll catch up with you soon. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Donald.
Thanks.